Hello friends, it's your favorite neighborhood nerd, Simone, and I have more inks to swatch because I cannot help myself. I had a little bit of FOMO recently and I decided instead of buying bottles, because that felt really out of my budget, Tono and Limbs bottles are really expensive for 30 milliliters. I would just get some samples to scratch that itch and to showcase some inks from Vanessa. Well, actually Tono and Limbs that Vanessa sells. For some reason, I was living under a rock. I knew that they were selling a ton of inks, but it just didn't click that they sold those really fun Korean ink brand. And so I chose several Tono and Limbs inks. One is I bought a full bottle of Holy Night. I just felt like I wanted a Christmas ink. No reason more than that. I checked, obviously I checked the swatch card that was on their site. And then I also went to go and see if I could find some murky, swampy colors that would scratch that itch as well. Let me see what happens if I turn on this light. I feel like the light that comes in from the window is super, turning this super cold. Maybe this works better. We will see what happens if I turn this one. Then we have reflection. Yeah, I don't like that. How about this? Maybe this works. I'll have that ink bottle out of the way and that packaging out of the way. So I chose Holy Night 6th Anniversary Fountain Pen ink. I chose Tono and Limbs Fukuoka Yuzu Kosho. Yeah, if I'm mispronouncing them or putting the wrong, emphasis on the wrong word, I'm super sorry about that. Tono and Limbs Fox City Love. This is, I think, in, Fox City is San Francisco. Then we have Tono and Limbs Rainy Winter. I just thought that sounded cool. I also tried to not get too many shimmers, and I think I steered away. I think the Fox City one is shimmer, but if it is, it's super, super light. So that's something really interesting to keep in mind for if I have good experiences with this. If there is even shimmer in here, I'm not sure. Then I might go with more shimmer inks from Tono and Limbs. And this is Tono and Limbs Silent Night. It's another Christmas ink. I think I was still thinking so much about the ink mess that is taking place in the community that I just wanted some Christmas inks. And then I steered from Tono and Limbs. I remembered that I wanted to try Kobe number 8 Arima Amber, Job from Job's Journal, as well as Abby from Abby C. Both had this listed as one of their favorite inks one year. Not sure if that's still their favorite ink, but I was like, oh, I remember I wanted to try this for so long. And then I also got a Penonia ink. Penonia Chestnut. It looked really interesting. Going to swatch with my Swink and this Tachikawa brass dip nib. And maybe I'm also going to dip my Iro Utsushi to make some squiggly lines, because I find that there's a huge difference in line width with these two. And sometimes it's like, get a reality check and see if it's actually legible. So unfortunately, there's stuff hidden here that I don't really want to tempt you with. So I need some kind of, maybe this? No. How about this? Okay, I'm going to start with the not Tono and Limbs and then have those up here, and then the rest of is going to be Tono and Limbs. So 7 inks in total. Kobe number 8, Arima Amber is the first one that I'm going to swatch. Ooh, there's a little bit of leakage here. I'm glad it didn't come out in... Wow, there's already ink on my hands. Okay, it's not bad. I'm not sure if it's gonna be one of my favorites. I need a writing pen thing. So Kobe. Number 8. I'm just gonna do the wow, see, this is not gonna work. There we go. It's nice. It's a nice brown. Not sure if it would be my favorite right now. So you can see the line width is extremely broad with the Kakimori brass nib. I really love it, but it's not a really good representation of what the ink actually is going to look like. Okay, that sucks, man. Why is this? Maybe I need to put them all up. Okay, then I guess there's going to be another brown. This is Penonia, a long word that I'm not sure I would ever be able to pronounce. Gestaniyebarna chestnut. Maybe it's close. I don't know. It was recommended, and I looked at it and I thought, I might like this. And I might, actually. Let's see how it dries. Often browns are really tough. They dry down much different than they're actually when they go down. And I've had a lot of brown inks that I really liked when they were wet, but then they disappointed when I'm gonna write chestnut. But then when I used them when they were dry, they were like, yeah, underwhelming. This is a nice one, definitely. I like how, I mean, maybe when it's dry, but can you see how there is like this darker circle around the wet spots? I wonder if that is still gonna stay, if that is still visible when it's dry. But again, question is, would that be visible with a nib in a pen? That's why I'm putting these lines here, so that we can see that better. So I guess even though I don't specifically have a very fall themed currently inked this month, it is October as I'm filming this. Let's do the Christmas inks last, and then the Yuzu Kosho, and then the two, maybe, yeah, the winter themed inks later. Then we have Fukuoka Yuzu Kosho, Tono and Limbs. And this is hopefully muddy. We will see. I'm always falling for the same type of green. It's always olivey. Yeah, it's very light. Is there shimmer in here? Well, I can't turn it around now, can I? I shouldn't, at least. It doesn't appear to be. Oh, no. I still need this. I made this tiniest ink splat for this when the name of this ink is the longest. Okay, make it make sense. I'm not sure if this is legible in a finer nib, but still emotional olivey kind of. Then we have, yeah, this is really nice. Yes, I can see how this is a favorite ink for some people. Maybe we can pull out the browns later. And this chestnut is really nice too. It's a little lighter than I thought it was going to be. Let's do Fog City. Oh yeah, there's shimmer down here. Let's do Fog City Love and actually try and catch some of that shimmer. Well, that's going to be a huge splat. Lots of ink down here. It feels almost pigmenty, but I'm not sure if that's even a thing here. I know that there are some Tono and Limbs inks that have pigment. Now the question is, if it's super fine, it settles super quickly too, right? So I'm not sure that now that I have it not agitated before I put in my dip nib, that I would be able to get any of the shimmer in the writing. Fog City Love. Now that I'm, oh shoot, I meant to put the thing. I definitely want to see this in a pen, but I'm not so sure if I agree with this color for fog. Like, what's your opinion on that? Let me know. Oh, I really like it in the finer nib, actually. This is probably a finger. It also kind of shades to, there's some purpley hints. Yeah, this is a, I want to see this in a pen ink. I'm not so sure about this one, but these three definitely. Then we have Rainy Winter. There's no shimmer ink in this one. It looks to be a purple. Where's my, there. When you have a clear pipette, it's really hard to see it sometimes, especially when you're tired. Oh man, I know, this is not important. This is not part of the swatching, but I'm currently alone in the sense of that I'm the only parent in the house. And even though my kids are grown-ish, oh, this is light. Interesting. Huh, I'm not sure about this. I'm glad I didn't buy bottles. Man, can you imagine buying a bottle of an ink that you're like, oopsie. I mean, that happened too. I'm not judging you. I'm just like, oh my God. And then you have to go either use it, give it away, because why would people, like, I hate, as much as I enjoy selling fountain pens, like enjoy, you know, I don't feel like it's a big hassle. I really dislike selling inks and shipping inks, mainly because, I mean, what if I didn't treat it nicely enough? What if it, you know, is contaminated with something, and then I'm sending this to someone and then they have an ink that is like moldy, even if it doesn't mold like right away, but I would feel so bad. And then the shipping was, ugh. So I did give away a lot of inks recently that weren't mine. I mean, they were gifted to me, but they were gifted to me with the, hey, you can just like do with them what you want. You don't have to keep them. And that was really fun. And I liked sending them out. But if I buy an ink bottle and spend money and then going through that trouble, ugh, I hate that. Okay, so I'm the only adult in the house. And when I'm alone and I don't have someone laying next to me in my bed, I don't know why, even though we don't go to, my husband and I don't go to bed at the same time, I am always dragging my feet actually going to bed. And now I'm tired. And also because basically the whole weight of this household lays on my shoulders, of running this household lays on my shoulders this week. What I actually should be doing is going to bed earlier, because I'm, you know, I'm not, I need more sleep. So, what do we think about this one? Goodbye. This is Tono and Limbs, Silent Night. I'm wondering what happened to me, because I'm really liking these muddy, brownish, going towards red, purpley colors right now. Silent Night. Silent Night. It's yeah, no orange in this one. I almost bought a bottle of Rohr and Klingner, I don't know what the Spuck or something. In German it's called Sanddorn. I swatched that, I don't know when, maybe I didn't even tell you about it. And now this is, but the bottle is super nice. Look at this. So here's this. I think I bought this because of the bear. I mean, look at it. And then all of those stuff out here. Is this the ingredients that you need to make for making ink? And then here are all the writing supplements that you can use to do this. And there's a caution. Then I really like this label. And then this, and also I think their ink bottles are really nice. I don't know if they seal well or not. That time will tell. This one is actually really similar to this one, but it's a little more red. And I'm not mad of having a whole bottle of this ink in my collection. Yeah, it's a really dark, dusky purple. I was going to say something right now, but I'm not. Let's wait until after December about that. Tono. Yeah, it's a similar type of color in the sense that, what is that called? Holy Night. it's all, it is swampy as well. No, is it not? I don't know. It's a little gray, it's a little purple, it's a little something something. It's not black, but it could be black if you didn't know better. Yeah. So, what do we think? So, one thing I do have to say about all of this, like when I see it right away off the bat, I feel like Kobe inks are always exceptionally nice. Like, even if it's a color that you don't like as the color, the ink is still really nice. It has a little bit of depth. There's most of the inks shade in some sort of way. It never looks flat. So yes, I can totally see how this is people's favorite fall brown ink. Penonia Chestnut, it's a little light. Tono and Limbs Fukuoka Yusu Kosho is a little light. Tono and Limbs Fog City Love, I would really love to see in a pen. It's not normally a color when I swatch, like looking at the swatch right now. And where's the shimmer even? I don't know if there's shimmer. Oh, there's shimmer right here. Many of these ink colors, the saturation level of this type of blue does not work for me when it's in a pen. So I'm curious if it's different for this ink. But also, why should it? Tono and Limbs Rainy Winter is a super lovely chromo shady ink. It's not an ink that I probably would put in a pen, but this is probably really nice to play with in big things, big stuff, you know, the big stuff. On big paper with water, maybe putting in a different color and then like letting them do their thing. I can see that. Tono and Limbs Silent Night is brown. It's funny. Yeah. It's nice. I don't think I would buy a bottle of this, so I'm glad I didn't. And then Tono and Limbs Holy Night. Obviously, I have a bottle of this now. But I'm glad that either this was sold out or I had to choose between one of them and I chose this one. I'm glad I chose this one because of the two, I like this one much better than this one. And I actually really like this ink. I can see myself putting this into pens and enjoying it in various different nib widths. I like how precise the line looks in this finer nib, and I can see that this would work even with finer nibs. I'm super impressed actually with all of those inks on the finer nib, but this is, I mean, you know, this is a pilot medium nib, so this is not super fine. Extra fine would be whoo. So, but it still comes out as a crisp line. It's not really that hard to see if you shine a light on it. Okay, so what's your favorite? Do you have experience with Tono and Limbs inks? Did you already buy your whole stash from Venice? Yeah, I was just so... I wanted a cool fountain pen ink brand, not the Waterman Tender Purple yet again. I love that ink, but still. So I'm very happy to have these as samples. They were picked through and there were not a lot of non-shimmer, which is what I mostly chose from. The only one that I chose that had shimmer was Fog City Love because of the San Francisco reference. But yeah, I'd love to hear your experience with these inks. what type of nibs do you put them in? What type of pens? Do they perform well across the board? I'm really curious about it. And if you have a Rima Amber, oh, sorry, that is something that I wanted to do and pull out. Oh, shoot, I can't. So sorry. There is some inks in here that I can't show you just yet. So, sorry. I will see you again next time. Until then, bye.